Missing Ryan.
I want
Nice
Thank you.
So you're missing.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll call to order the Stephenville Town Council meeting agenda for Thursday, July 11th, 2025. Janelle, would you please take the roll call?
Councilor Barker?
It's the 10th. It's the 10th. You just said July 11th.
It's the 10th.
Oh, okay. July 10th. Janelle, would you please take the roll call?
Councilor Barker? Here. Councilor Brown? Here. Councilor Bragg?
Here.
Councilor Smith?
I'm excused.
Mayor Michelson?
Here, would you all please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Move on, item number 3, public comments. These are comments of anything not on the agenda tonight. Sue.
Sue Devlin, 305 6th Street. For years on the agenda, correspondence has been listed, and letters that have been written to the town have been read. But I've noticed, and I'm not sure when, it stopped being an agenda item. And I wondered why and how the public will get to know when people have written in. Just kind of curious.
With all due respect, Janelle.
If you're okay with that, I can speak to that.
Yep.
In town council rules, when there is not an item that falls under an agenda item such as a guest or a correspondence, then that item, that line item or that agenda item is not listed. So now what all they list is just the agenda items that have business underneath them. Minutes, claims, unfinished, but they're still there. They're still part of the agenda.
Okay.
But if we don't have anything, I didn't have a guest speaker, let's say, or we didn't have a correspondence come in, then they're not, those are taken off of.
Okay.
We had a lot of confusion for a while, so people would call in and say, you have correspondence listed and there's nothing under it. We don't have any. So they passed that in.
I just started
23, I
noticing
think.
that it wasn't.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jeannie.
Jean McKinley, 401 Charlotte Street. I want to start out kind of just like an apology to these ladies from like last week when I was here, because I think I kind of gave the impression that I think I came across with the idea that maybe you thought I didn't think that you guys are putting in the right amount of time, or you're putting in too much time or whatever. I just wanted you to know that I really appreciate everything that you guys do, because I know it cannot be easy. One of the things that I wanted to ask about is like with these meetings and their wages, there were some things like last week, and it may happen all the time, but even the length of these meetings, sometimes that we get off on a subject that's really just nothing, and yet so they have to sit here and listen to all this, and it's like, where do you draw the line then for like things that are really, really important? Or are they just sitting here kind of doing nothing, waiting for somebody, like just like what I'm doing right now? It's like, okay, this is adding up minutes to their time that they already spend. And I'm just wondering how you control that, or if there is any way you can control it to shorten it down. If we're worried about too much time that they're getting or having to work, what are we doing here that kind of will help that a little bit? That's.
We had at the conference in Fairmont and also at Hamilton, that question came up. Basically putting time limits, like when you right now get up here and you want to talk a lot.
I do, I really do.
But you know what I'm saying? So that came up, and it came up, well, can we put a sundial up, or can we put a time limit on it? And the answer was, no, you cannot, because the public has a right to say what they want, and you should not put a time limit. But you can put in council rules, and I think we should consider that, where if somebody gets up and then sit down, and then somebody else gets up, and then, let's say Jim wants to get back up again, then basically you only get one bite of the apple on it.
Oh.
And that would shorten it up, because sometimes people go back and forth.
Well,
2 or 3
because
times.
sometimes, something that somebody comments on is going to bring something to your mind that you can say, oh, I need to say this.
Right, and they used to do that years ago. I talked to Lou Barnett about it. He said they added in council rules years ago, where they only got one bite of the apple, basically. You come up one time. So maybe we should consider that, but
And,
no,
and sometimes, like, I did notice that sometimes, I probably should. Sometimes it's easier for you, I think, to kind of get off on a little bit of a run on things. And, maybe some of us can say, hey, Mayor, can you shorten it up? Can you say things like that? Is that legal,
yes,
appropriate?
well,
Maybe not?
it's up to me, but I mean, I can't put a time limit on it, but we can, like I say.
Okay,
And thus it just goes on and on and on.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Apologies. Well, the clerk talked so fast a while ago, I couldn't understand what she was saying about public correspondence. It is still in the council rules as an agenda item, but there's no explanation in the council rules. I just checked. Okay, so I'm still, maybe she needs to repeat that so I can hear it and understand it. As you say, the acoustics in this room suck. Okay, they really do. Second thing is, for quite a while now, I've been asking, where's the cash and bank reconciliation reports that should be published monthly for the council, along with the budget versus actual for expenditures, budget versus actual for revenues, trial balance, general ledger, and any other reports by the governing body. I see reports coming out in the council package, such as a few building permits and things like that, but I haven't seen anything about how many business licenses have been issued, how much money we brought in from the business licenses, any new building permits. And the third thing is when somebody sends an email to the town asking information, they're expecting a response. Okay, and if you send it with a return receipt requested, that is the date timestamp that somebody from the town reads it. So instead of ignoring those, they should be clicked so you get a return receipt so that you have proof that somebody in town read this stuff. Because I asked a few questions last week, for example, building permit, excavation permit, traffic plan for that work over there that Knife River was doing. Never heard a word back. New barn went up over just west of Park Street. Went up in like a day and a half. I asked, is there a building permit? No response. And now I hear chickens over there, so I wonder if we have a chicken license issued, because that's required. Okay, so those are just some general observation that I make. When somebody sends an email in asking for information, and they ask for a return receipt, please check it so that we get a date and time that you have received the information or the request for information. And when I send some of these in, I say, consider this a Freedom of Information Act request, because when you click on the town's Freedom of Information Act request, it doesn't work. So under federal law, you can just scratch out whatever you want on a piece of paper and submit it, and that's considered adequate. And I think the town should do the same thing. So I've asked for a couple of these things on Freedom of Information requests. Never got an answer. In fact, I think I've only got one partial response in 8 years from the town. Thanks.
Thanks, Jim. Any other public comments on anything not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to the approval of town meeting minutes for 6/18/2025. Can you entertain a motion, please? Councilmember Barker.
I make a motion to approve town minutes from 6/18/2025.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker. Do I have a second? Councilmember Bragg.
My second.
We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Bragg. Do we have a discussion from the council on the town meeting minutes from 6/18/25? Is the council good on the town meeting minutes? Okay. Seeing no comments from the council, do we have any comments from the public on the town meeting minutes? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Barker,
Here.
Councilmember Brown,
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg,
Aye.
Councilmember Smith.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Move on to item number 5, approval of biweekly claims. Claim number 19759 to 19788. May I entertain a motion, please? Councilmember White.
I make a motion to approve biweekly claims, claims number 19759 through 19788.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker. Can I have a second, please? Councilmember Brown.
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second by Councilmember Brown. We have discussion from the council on the claims. Councilmember Brown.
Claim number 19762, it has a 5 in front of the U.S. Postal Service, $246 a month. Do we have 5 boxes?
No, that was just a mistake.
That was just a mistake, so we have 1 box. I know I've asked before about maybe switching over. I know it's a pain in the butt to switch over to the street address, but having the mail delivered here and getting rid of the PO box, I know it's a pain. My office just did it recently, and it is a big pain because you have to order everything new with new address. Just something to think about and check into. Claim number 19768, for the water and sewer plant, $4,920.72. Did this fall out under that new contract that we approved a few months ago?
Yeah, that was part of, yeah, that was
Okay,
part of the things that, we recommended.
okay. And then claim, it's under the credit card, it's CC 487 Blue Line 1716. Can you tell me what that is?
That is isn't that?
What was that number again?
It's under credit card, for,
450, isn't that, Brian, isn't that part of the,
On page 16.
Sorry, which number?
the credit card 487 is for $850.
Oh, that was the service agreement,
Yeah.
Syntax service.
oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Who was answering?
Blue Line Credit Card?
And then credit card number 507, it said Safe Light Auto replace, when, I assume it Windows 43657. Can I, which vehicle that was with, in?
That was a police vehicle, the Safety Light Auto. It was Officer Lincoln's car that rocked it, his windshield and most of it.
And then claims number 19778, Pullman Pond Supply, and 19779 Rain Deck. I'm just curious, so how much money did we put out to get the splash pad back up and running?
The chamber was about 2,600. Some of that, the pool and pond stuff was chemicals,
Okay.
chlorine and, acid pH down. There'll be a little bit more of that, but you're only looking at 4 more weeks of the pool and pad. Summer's done. But that UV chamber went back, so we, shooting water across the room, there's no repair, all the plumbing, who was that? The plumber who actually installed it 3 years ago when the pad was put in, was an integral part, there's 2 integral parts to that. UV cylinder. It failed, disappointed in their warranty, they had a 1-year warranty. And you know, we had it, we ran it 2 days in the first year. So, I mean, the market was over before we really even got into it. It's a shame.
Thank you.
Can I make,
Yes,
can I
go
make
ahead,
just
Judy.
one correction? I'm so sorry. On claim number 19762, that number 5 in front of the US Postal Service, that's our vendor number in the system.
Okay.
So it's not number, it's their number in our system. As I was looking down these other ones, I'm like, oh no.
Okay,
That's their number in our system.
okay. 5 is the vendor. Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the council on the claims?
Yes. I'd like to look at number 19772 again. We approved a $12,000 for the street sweeper. Do I take it we won the bid?
Yes.
Okay. Is it possible then to see the bid sheets and the bid packet?
We were the only bidder.
We were the only bidder? Oh. Well, if I recall, I couldn't go to the minutes because they weren't included. But as I recall, we said 10,000 to 12,000. Well, who made the decision to put in a sealed bid of 12,000?
The council. The council.
But we said from 10 to 12, 12 maximum.
Yes, and then Vicky Motley chimed in and wanted to know what the amount was. I said 12,000. Stacy made a motion to make it $12,000, and I think Cindy or Samantha seconded it.
Okay. All right, but when do we take delivery?
I'll mention that in my executive report.
Oh, okay, very good. I also saw one, I'm just wondering if this is a duplicate for $85, I believe it was. Here's some, okay, what's the number? Well, one's to Amazon and one's to Costco, exactly for the same amount.
What number are you talking about?
I'm gotta look backwards on the numbers here because it's a long one. Let's see.
8457 and 8457,
Yep, that's the one.
WWTP Amazon, and then water from Costco wholesale at 8457. I don't know, maybe they both were just 8457.
Do I take WWTP as hygiene equipment?
Wastewater treatment plant.
Wastewater treatment plant.
Huh?
Wastewater treatment plant, AKA sewer.
Okay, wastewater. That's close.
Too many acronyms.
All right, thank you.
Is that Mr. Smith? You got more?
Yeah, again, it's on the same, just down below, Mom's Rental for 207. Wait a minute, was that for the airport? Was that a,
That was, well, I got one. I got a trencher to trench the new irrigation line at Father Valley.
I didn't hear it.
We rented a trencher to fix your sprinkler system over at Father Valley Park. We did the
Got
trench.
it. Okay, I saw that trench, yeah. Thank you,
And skateboard, actually.
thank you. Okay, just one other, well, it's not on the, I'll save it for council comments and, because it's not on the agenda, or it's not in the claims. That's fine, thank you.
Okay. Any other comments from the council on claim before I go to the public? Seeing none, do we have any comments from the public on the claim? Mr. Cruz?
I do. And because we've used BARSA funds for this, street sweeper thing, are we going to enact a resolution to spend the money so that you keep track of the funds properly? Because I think that's what you need to do when you spend money like that. I mean, they enacted a resolution to sell the equipment. We should probably enact a resolution to use the money to pay for that piece of equipment. Second thing on that is, when you have a government selling stuff and they put a minimum bid like that, and it's a high bid, you don't telephone them, call them up and ask them, hey, will you take $10,000 cash for it? The good chance they will, instead of sitting there losing an additional $2,000. We had a chance to save a little money, so I would have done that. But because when you start dealing entity to entity, you got a different operation than, this putting it out for bid. They don't have to follow through with that bid. I mean, when we sell stuff, if another entity comes in and wants it, we'll probably sell it to them, wouldn't we? Why wouldn't they?
Thanks, Jim. Any other comments from?
Yeah, can you clarify credit card claim, 487-1776 Blue Lake Career Code for $850? Was it contract, is that what you said?
It was the airport fuel system, it was
Maintenance.
the zones that we discussed.
Blue Lake Career Code, what are they doing for the airport maintenance wise?
I don't know. I guess I was trying to find you here what Blue Line was, but the $850 for the airport. that was-
Career Code, they coat metal and steel, Career Code is.
We need a
What's
resolution.
that?
Career Code, they coat metal and steel.
Yeah.
Probably adopt the cheese, probably a good
You
idea.
understand?
What's the item number?
It's credit card,
It's under credit card, it's on page 16, about the middle of the page, it's CC 487.
yeah, CC 487, $850.
All right.
I mean, they Career Code that does.
Yeah, that's-
They do it to the airport.
Well, that's not even started at the airport, so I don't know what that one is.
That was Cindy's question too.
Yeah, that was,
Sorry about that, that was my mistake. That was a loan for
yeah,
the
so
police
the
department.
department purchased a 406 for our armory. And the intent is to utilize the funds out of the Stevens Reserve Officer Association. And we just had an approval of that, so we had to pay for it once they produce the weapon and provide it to us. So we're actually gonna reimburse the town for those funds. I didn't think about what you said.
Sorry about that.
That makes sense.
The 850 was the, sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. It aligns with the airport.
Yeah, so we just completed the weapons transition, and that was the last piece of our weapons transition, so. Okay, thanks, Jeff. Keating.
Tina Kelly, 401 Charlotte Street. My question also is concerning the sweeper. And I thought when you guys voted the other night that you were saying that you had the authority to go above the $10,000. Because the $10,000 was the bid that you wanted to put in, but if it went higher than that, I thought that's what you guys were doing, was giving you guys the authority to go over 10,000 up as high as 12,000. So somewhere along the line, I misunderstood, but I really think that as long as we're doing a major crunch on money, that was a big waste of $2,000 that could be added to the budget. Did I misunderstand? I must have misunderstood it.
Go ahead.
I too had the same confusion until I realized that it was a sealed bid. So it's
It
not
was
like going to an auction house.
I see, okay, thanks. Well, that's what I was wondering, so, okay. So it was $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay. It still doesn't really make sense in a way.
It
But if it's a
wasn't
sealed
targeted
bid,
on
then you don't have a choice, right? And I guess I did not understand that that's how it
Go
works.
ahead, Councilmember.
We've got to get point of order for, we are on the claims.
Yes, we're on the claim. So we just-
Oh, okay, all right.
Go ahead. Any other comments from the public? No one from the council? Seeing none, Janelle, would you take the vote?
On the approval of the claims, Councilmember Barker. Aye. Councilmember Brown.
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg.
Aye.
And Councilmember Smith.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. Administrative reports, airport, Brian.
Let's see, maintenance, nothing really new to report, just a standard mowing. We haven't had any issues, knock on wood, so things have been going well on that front. As far as CIP projects, we're kind of in that window now for the FAA to release funds. That officially starts July 1st. You kind of expect to see that money sometime in the first couple of weeks, but we're getting to the end of that period. But any time now, we should see that money. We have all the projects, the 2 projects anyways, all teed up and ready to go. So as soon as we get those funds, then we can start proceeding with those projects. But right now, we're just waiting for the FAA to release the money. Fuel. So thank you to everybody's efforts, the mayor, the council, Gina, Janelle, and Drina. We got through all of those many moving pieces to get fuel back at the airport. So the self-serve app gas was switched on Monday the 30th, June 30th. Since then, we've sold about 620 gallons, or about $3,600 in fuel, which is a pretty good pace compared to history. So again, thank you for everyone's help. That was a huge effort to get there. And that's basically, the Forest Service has been in communication. We've got a number of little things going on fire-wise. They haven't needed to activate our land use agreement yet, but the feeling is it's only a matter of time at this point. So that's all I got. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question because it's a rumor and I just want to get it out and let the public know. Was there a closed public airport board meeting Wednesday morning?
Not, I have, if there was, I have absolutely no knowledge of it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get the rumors stopped.
Yep.
Thanks, Brian.
You bet.
Building department, finance, fire department, Jeff.
Okay, the report is in the packet. The report's pretty much the same standard as normal. So as of the end of June, we're at 331 requests for service. Year to date, we're at 115 within the city limits, 194 within the district, and 22 mutual aid requests. We're seeing a pretty good spike in our mutual aid requests, just basically because everybody is busy and everybody's shorthanded. So we're running more mutual aid requests so far this year than we have in the past. We have 251 medical responses, 67 fire calls, and 13 more vehicle crashes so far year to date. So we're ahead of schedule. I know that today I did report 338, so yeah, we're chugging right along. Things are still going. Still, we've gotten no bad news regarding the radio grant, so that's still out there churning in the federal bureaucracy of grant funding. Who knows what that's going to end up at, but we're still in the running. We haven't heard a decline letter yet, so hopefully that comes through. We need it.
Any questions?
I see that there's 19 missed calls. Can you elaborate? Is it just not having enough staff in town for those calls, or what is happening?
That would be staff throughout the district and or town, 1, 2. It could be that we're still waiting for reports to get turned in from individuals that were on the scene or ran that call and didn't get the reports turned in yet. Our administrative assistants try to bird dog those and get those things done within at least a week or 2. Sometimes they run longer, especially with vacations and things like that out there. Getting that information back in so they can get it entered into the computer, into their reporting program. So that's where some of those can come from. And yeah, some of them are, we had nobody to answer the call.
So who answers those calls then when you guys aren't here? Is it rural?
So if we're paged, we'll use a medical for an example. If we're paged out to a medical call in conjunction, say with Stanzo Ambulance, with Bitterroot Health, And we don't have a responder that it will drop to a mutual aid company. Be Victor or Florence will be paged to take that call. And just like we are paged to theirs, there are times when we're paged to Florence, and by the time we get over Bass Creek Hill, they have a responder responding. And then, yes, we got paged to that as a mutual aid page. And we may go to scene or we may not go to scene. It all kind of depends on if they can man it or not man it, or if they do in fact need our help. But it is extremely dry out there. We did a field that turned into a structure fire in Florence, and we did one just yesterday in Victor. It is super dry. We had branches come out, took out a power line, and has a 5-acre fire. So it's just super dry out there. So.
Thanks, Jeff. Any other questions for Jeff? Okay. Move on to item number D, Mr. Bo, Police Department report.
Good evening. So you have this in your packet as well. I've got the 2025 June stats for the police department. Calls for service in the month of June were 61, which is slightly, it's a little increase over the last couple months. Through the course of 2025, we're sitting at roughly 285 calls for service. The same period of time last year was 158. So you can see the increase in numbers. 2 arrests, 2 adult arrests, 1 for a DUI and 1 for a theft in the month of June. We issued 7 traffic citations and we made 8 or 9 traffic stops. Part of the thing that contributes to the fewer traffic stops have been, we've been training our new officer. So we've spent a great deal of time. He's currently in the 3rd week of the field training program. So we've been spending a lot of time with him as well. Accidents, traffic accidents, we had 1 in the month of June, which is on average, we usually have 3. So we're looking pretty good for that. I can contribute a lot of that to the S-curve down there on Main Street. So that's kind of helped us out a good bit. No vehicle tows, major crimes, we're still 2 seconds. So the homicides, robberies, burglaries, we're all zeros there. The theft was the one arrest that we made. We investigated that and made an arrest. Assaults are PFMA. We didn't have any partner family member assaults in the month of June, but we did have 3 assaults that we investigated. No sex crimes, no fraud crimes, no criminal mischief, no privacy and communication. So we're starting to trend downward in a lot of the fraudulent activity, although I did get one today. 1 threats and intimidation call, that's either or. Suspicious activity, something that's not classified as an actual crime because there was no evidence that would present itself as such. Disturbance calls, we had 3 of those, and those are pretty much average calls that we go on, disturbance calls. So, no unattended deaths. We had 4 welfare checks, checking on an individual's well-being over the course of the month. We had 3 items that were submitted to lost and found property. So we're starting to get a collection of property that's been found or located, and the word's gotten out to the community. So a great number of people are starting to bring things they find in the park, for example, up to the PD so that we can go ahead and place it in the proper address and locate it on there. Burglar alarms, we had 3. 2 of those are at the bank. All the burglar alarms and the panic alarm that we responded to were all false alarms. So everything was good there. And of course, we had no victim notifications. Like I said earlier, Otis Ball just started, and he's currently in our field training program. And so, as a matter of fact, this morning we were up at the airport working on felony traffic stops with him. So trying to get him dialed in before he goes to the academy. Any questions about where we're at for the month of June? Yes, ma'am.
It's more of an informational note than a question,
Mhm.
but there appears to be an abandoned bike down at Father Valley.
I saw that this morning.
It was hanging on, the brand new fence, and now it's in the bike rack. It's been there for 2 days.
Yeah, I saw it this morning when I drove by when I was coming back from Knott Street. We'll go grab that and we'll put that in lost and found property as well. And if somebody comes looking for it, then, you know, at least we safeguarded it for them. And probably, you know, the potential for threat is, the threshold there is pretty high. So if we collect those items or those properties and we bring them here and safeguard them, people can come to us because it's kind of one of those things that we advertise as a service on our website. So thank you too.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chief. Public Works, Mr. Lassiter? Nothing. On report? Go ahead.
I have a question or a request. Is when you go and read the meters, is there any possibility for a council person to ride along? And if so, can we schedule a date?
Yeah, it's towards the end of the month. I think this June was on 24th. So yeah, you just have to get the right day.
Probably be the 24th or 25th of July. I think that's probably just got on the calendar.
Okay, I'll call down and I guess talk to Andrea. We'll try to schedule that. Thank you very much.
Robert, go there, see what it's all about.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
After I learned how much water my system was using.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's pretty interesting.
yes, thank you.
No other questions? Okay, we'll move on to item number 7, unfinished business. Item A, discussion decision, resolution number 547A, a resolution establishing lighting district taxes for the town of Stephenville, Montana fiscal year 25-26. As you can see in your packet, we had to table this last time because when the packet came out, we had, 2 revenue checks that came in, which changed the lighting district. So of course we had to redo it, bring it back again. So here we are. Most of them went down. A couple of them went up slightly. So with that, can I get a motion, please? Councilmember Barker.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 547A, a resolution establishing lighting districts taxes for the town of Stevensville, Montana fiscal year 2025 through 2026.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker. Do we have a second? Councilmember Smith. Second. We have a motion. We have a second by Councilmember Smith. Do we have any comments from the council on the lighting district? Seeing none from the council, do we have any on the public from the lighting district?
I just have one, if you don't mind. You have a map showing these lighting districts?
Andrea does.
Yeah, in the office.
The other day at coffee, somebody said that Creekside's lighting district had really taken a huge increase. So I just wondered what they had last year compared to what it is this year. Because I said, I didn't think from listening to the budget stuff the other night that it was that big of a jump.
Down, actually. Yeah, it was one of the ones that
Way down.
Yeah, it went way down. So what happened was, we had put the lighting districts together because the tax check was late. And so we put the lighting districts together, and then about 4 days later, we got the tax check. And once we put that in, it changed those numbers, and so it dropped it dramatically.
I will pass that information on because I was like, I didn't think they'd gone up that much, so I was surprised.
Yeah, and have them come in, and
Yeah.
they're more than welcome to come in and speak to me anytime.
They probably won't.
Well, I mean,
Just saying.
Or they can call me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a comment.
Yes.
So I called earlier today to ask for a map of the lighting districts and was told that it did not exist.
For the lighting
Today?
districts?
Yeah, that was around 4 o'clock. I spoke with Andrea or Andrea.
Andrea?
Yes.
There wasn't a map that was available, or that there,
I asked
Because I
her how
believe that
the
she-
lighting districts defined and if there was a map, and she said that there was not.
okay, so defined by subdivisions, yes. So I misspoke on the map. part of that. She's got a list of who falls into those districts, streets, or what areas. So I apologize. Map, not a physical map that sits there, but there are streets that do, of course, fall into all of those lighting districts.
Okay.
I apologize for that.
And she said it corresponds with the housing developments?
Correct.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Resolution, so that the public can see it.
Next time we do it. That's the first time in history that we would have to do that. In all my 10 years, I've never seen.
Time changes. People ask for different things, right?
That's true. Okay. Any other comments from the public?
I have a question. So, example, the Dayton Lighting District, you have in here $3,350. So that number is really what the tax revenue is? Is that how we're establishing these dollars?
No, so we take the utility bills,
Okay.
our utility bills,
Yep.
and they are assigned to that particular district, the lighting district.
So these numbers are based off our utility bills
Yes.
that cost us to light those?
Yes, that's what it costs us.
So that might be a neat piece to add in, and now therefore, if you do, this is how we're getting these numbers, I mean, how do we know how these numbers are coming about? We don't.
I can share that. Yeah. Yep, they all come on, so I just did the Northwest
Yeah, I'm
Energy
sure.
bill today, and each lighting district has their own code, that's how it comes out, and we just take those bills, and that's how we decide what the lighting districts are.
But that way, help people understand if it's going up or down and why and how come, because
Yes,
it's
no, that makes
it's
sense.
customers.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I'll see it on our tax statement, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Any other comments from the public? Seeing none, now would you please take the vote?
Councilor Bragg?
Aye.
Councilor Brown?
Aye.
Councilor Smith?
Aye.
And Councilor Burke?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you all. Moving on to item number 8, new business. Discussion decision awarding a bid for IT services. So as you know, we opened the bids last time. We're bringing it forth now to award. We only had, what, one was it? 2? First call,
And the other one was Rico.
Rico.
They're both in the packet.
In the packet, so. Since he wants considerably,
Administration was going to make the recommendation. You guys stated administration was gonna make the recommendation.
yes, we
tonight.
made a recommendation of, doing the first call. Since we've had it for a number of years. The only question I have with the first call one was at the very last part of it, the pricing. Under item 8, cybersecurity one, the monthly fee of $1,500 to $2,500, depending on final coverage. I went to the MMI Board of Directors meeting today, but I wasn't able to talk to Jim Brantley. He runs the cybersecurity part of it, to ask him what type of security that we thought we would need. Would it be the lower end or would it be the higher end at 2,500? Because we haven't got an answer to everything.
No,
So
still waiting
still waiting on that.
to be what the difference is between 15 and 25.
Right.
So there's
Councilman Barker.
so there's no actual knowing what that number is going to be yet.
No,
But it could be as high as 2,500, but as low as
1,500, yeah. I mean, I realize the security risk down at the plant is huge. If we were attacked down there, that was one of the big things in our summits, as you know, Stacy, that they talked about.
It's happening more and more.
It's happening more and more, yeah. And if we don't have this cybersecurity coverage, and we get hacked, there was a place in Ohio or something that had to pay $14 million. It's a big deal nowadays, you have to have it. So what is the council's wish? Council to recommend first call? Councilmember Barker.
I make a motion to have the awarding bid for IT services as the first call as recommended by this, not by the staff, but by the administration.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Barker to accept first call's contract. Do we have a second? Councilmember Gray.
A second?
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker, we have a second by Councilmember Gray. Do we have any discussion from the council on first call contract? Councilmember Smith.
My only question is if we don't have the full final numbers. And that's kind of an inquisitive in my mind here.
They're pretty set, the numbers are pretty set from first call. The only thing that's kind of in question is the $1,500 to the $2,500. And I'm just waiting on a response on what they're gonna provide for that difference between the 1,500 and the 25. But the numbers are set.
I mean, in comparison to Rico, who's asking for, what was it, 25,000? I
Right.
mean, it's
Yeah.
hardly a
Cybersecurity,
comparison.
yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I mean. We can't live without an IT service, that's for sure.
But you're still saying there's a possibility of doing between 15 and 25 is where that number will fall in?
Yes,
Yes.
it's anywhere in between the 1,500 and 25, and when I get final, what they're gonna tell me, what is the difference between 1,700 and 2,500, or 1,500 and 2,500, they'll let me know, and then we can decide what's best for the town, as far as, that part will be brought back, and you guys can decide, hey, we wanna go with the 2,000 because they're gonna provide this much more security than they would with the 1,500. But like I said, I just haven't gotten any response, but everything else is set. I mean, their monthly charges are set just like what we pay right now. So that's not a question, it's just the cybersecurity that's the question.
I almost like to see all the numbers before we vote, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that
What
was
we're
all
gonna
put
get
in,
for it.
that was all put into the budget during the budget workshop when we had that the other night.
It was set at 2,500 in the budget, so it was set as high as it could be.
Yeah.
So the only thing this would change is it could possibly be lower than what we were expecting.
Exactly.
If we put $2,500 in the budget.
Exactly.
I mean, if it gives us more coverage for the 2,500, why would we not take it? I mean,
with cybersecurity the way it is. We're just finding out what the range is and what coverage we get within that range. What is it, advisory? Any other comments from council on first call? Any comments from the public on first call? Jim?
I don't engage in a contract if I don't have all the numbers, period. So if you don't have all the numbers, maybe you should just delay this to have all the numbers. I mean, you're not playing with your money, you're playing with our money. And the last item on the council here, y'all didn't pay any attention to anything we said.
Thanks, Jim. Any other comments from the public?
Question?
Yes.
What constitutes a level 1, level 2, or level 3 project?
So those are projects that, if, let's say, Jeff, you need to have something done for the fire department. And they say, okay, it's gonna take this many people, or this many people. And so, they base their projects based on whatever needs to be done. We don't really do that much. So, I know when we ended up fire department over here, they had to rewire everything. That constituted the project.
We don't know if level 1, level 2, level 3, because it goes from $150 to $210 an hour
Yeah.
for labor.
We
And
never,
that's not figured into the budget, because this is a monthly price.
yeah, and we
So the
didn't-
project is something totally separate that would come before the
that would
council.
be separate, and that would be something that would have to come, yeah, that would have to be something that would come through, but we didn't have any projects. The only project that we had, I think, was in 23, when we moved the police department over here. Other than that, we don't have any, the other project that we had was the Microsoft, the .gov. That was a project, but that started long before I started.
Right, but, I mean, projects come up,
They
and
would,
we just need to be aware of, we may have
they would
these
all,
additional costs.
they would all come through council, for sure.
Any other comments from the public? Councilmember Smith?
Can I ask the finance director a question?
Yeah.
Gina, do you have any concept of when you might get the answer to the question of 15 to 2,500 or
I
what's?
don't know. I really don't know. I've reached out to her a couple of times, so I'm hoping, I was hoping last week, haven't received anything. Reached out to her again, haven't received anything, so, maybe hopefully next week. But there's two different things. This is the contract, there's two separate issues here. This is the contract for services that we have. This is an additional. The cybersecurity is additional. So if you wanted to approve the contract for what we're having right now, that's fine. And then the cybersecurity, we can hold off on that until we get something from her. So,
Wouldn't that have to be 2 agenda items? 2 contracts?
There is not 2
There's
contracts
one
here.
contract,
There's only one contract in front of
part of this.
No. Okay.
Okay, item number 8, Councilmember Barker.
When does this have to be turned into? When do we have to know all that?
our contract expires in July 30th.
The end of this month.
End of this month.
So we still have enough time that we can put it on another,
If they get back to us.
If the council wishes, we could table this until we find answers.
I would like to rescind my motion for awarding IT services for First Call until we have a definite answer on the project for the 2,500.
Okay. We have an amended motion.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have an amended motion, first and a second, to hold off on this until we get the answer on the cybersecurity department. 1,525, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a motion in, second.
Gina has it.
Go ahead, Gina.
I just want to let you know, these prices expire on 7/31. So
They might go up.
they could go up after that.
But we have another meeting before that.
Yes. Any other discussion from the council on the amendment? Any comments from the public? City manager, now would you take the vote?
This is to table the awarding of bid for IT services, correct, sir?
Correct.
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
And Councilmember Brown?
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. We'll find that answer and we'll get it back to you on the next council meeting. Moving along to item number 8, new business, discussion decision, awarding bid for IT services.
In the water systems.
Letter B.
The next one.
Water system, B. Discussion decision, awarding bid for the water system telemetry system replacement. So with that, with the council's permission, I'd like to have Eli come up.
So I'm along with HDR Engineering, the engineers on this project. It's less, we had put out the bid, upgrades to the telemetry system for your water system. Bids, one bid came in at the last meeting, we opened it, came in for $186,613. That was over our estimate, but we do think it's a good contractor. We worked with before, working with them on another project, Mealy Electric. We do think it's a good bid, and after reviewing it and talking to them and everything, we do recommend that if you award to Mealy Electric for the telemetry system upgrades. Are there any questions on that or? Yeah, she's looking at that. So I did pass out, we have our award recommendation letter, then we have a bid tab. Normally this would break down all the different bidders, but I just have the one in our engineer's estimate on there. You'll see on there were alternate bid items, 3 alternate items. We had those on there. This is all funded with the ARPA grant money. So we had those on there as kind of wish list items. If it did happen to come in low, then we could have picked those and kind of use up the funds that we'd spent. But it didn't come in low, so we're just kind of taking those off the table for now, and those will just be future upgrades down the line at some point.
I'd like to add that this started back last year, correct, Eli?
Yes, it's been on.
We've had many meetings in here, back and forth.
This project, the project as a whole started way back when, I don't know, before my time, 21, 22 or so. This actually just this part, so this is part of the ARPA project I mentioned, the funds, so this is the same with the water main replacement we did and the leak detection that was awarded at the last meeting. That's all going to be for this. So it's kind of a larger project, just addressing deficiencies in the water system. And this is one project, big portion of it, but one part of that. It's the last part of it. So we can get it wrapped up and use up those funds that we used.
And it couldn't come at a better time because we had a budget meeting last night with water and sewer, and Steve made a presentation on how sorely this is needing. Our current system is so bad and so old, and it could fail today.
Just having trouble with both the water and the wastewater one. This is just, the ARPA funding was just for the water system. So this is just for the water system and everything. Yeah, it's probably nice to at least have that done and not have to worry about that. And telemetry, I guess I could go into that, I use terms and everything, but telemetry is essentially how all your pieces of the system talk together and you operate it. So we'll say this will be, this addresses the well field and your reservoir from Burt Fork. So that'll all relay, your level of the reservoir will relay back to the treatment plant there. All your pumps, your well pumps are running, everything, flow rates, everything, that'll feed into this computer system there. So it just feeds into it so the operators can see it, they can make adjustments and everything from there and get warnings, alarms, and things like that. So it's kind of the control system of the water system.
Councilmember Brown.
So these talk to the computer, but from what, if I was understanding Steve last night, our computer down there will it handle this?
This is not
Yeah.
sewer, this is water.
Mhm.
This is
Oh,
just water, not wastewater. Oh, just water.
Oh, so the computer that is going down is on this sewer.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I want to address that issue. That's another one of the two separate systems. But I can kind of explain it to that. This does include a new computer at the
Okay.
water one, so that this one's right behind it, I think, so this will hopefully address a lot of the issues that he's having that the wastewater treatment before they get to that point in the water system. We have set this up to kind of looking forward so that when funds and the wastewater, upgrades kind of become a project too, it'll all integrate together. So it's kind of set up for future proof so that it will all integrate together once it comes to replace that, which it will replace that, the wastewater system.
Thank you.
Any comments before we make a motion? Councilmember Rob?
And we do have the funds still available.
So our funds.
Yeah, okay.
Councilmember Smith?
Today, this afternoon at close to 2 o'clock, we were given a 35-page excerpt on this telemetry. And I think we had a procedural thing, which the public was not allowed to see that. I mean, we didn't even see it till 2 o'clock.
That was part of the RFP.
Yeah, that's part of
The
the
packet
Huh?
that was delivered from you guys, that whole big book in regards to this.
Like the, I'm not sure, I'm certainly sure, talking about the plans and specs that we
Yes,
did.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anyone that was putting in for the RFP would be able to review that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what the mayor shared with the council today, just that they had that
Okay.
in front of them, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, and that's been available, so if it's plans and
Yeah.
specs we're talking about, the project, that's been available, that's what the contractor's been on, so that's been out there, kind of accessible to the public for, it's over a month.
I've never seen it until 2 o'clock today.
It was all part of the bid process. It was attached to the RFP through Montana, bid, how do you say that one?
The planning centers,
Uh-huh.
so, yeah, so that's where contractors go look if they're looking for a certain bid on, they get
Also for the
notifications there, and then we just make them available, hard copy.
I guess my concern is that should have been part of this package where the people have they have a right to see that. And they haven't had that right.
It's been available at the hall for the last month, I guess, if someone wanted to hunt it down.
Is the council ready to make a motion?
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
So these monies are part of the ARPA project. The bid went under on the original Mission Street, so we had extra funds to use up all the ARPA project. If all those funds are not expended, then the town ends up having to pay back DNRC for monies that weren't used. So this SCADA project was, we could take those funds and use it for the SCADA project to update the SCADA system, which we needed to do. And so we worked diligently with Eli and HDR in coming up to make sure that we expend every dollar that was in that ARPA project, because if we don't, then we end up having to pay DNRC back, and we don't want to do that.
And there's that time limit.
We have to be done by December 31st, but there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and we are pressing for time, like seriously pressing for time. If we are not done with this project by December 31st, 2025, we will be fined and we will have to pay back DNRC.
Councilmember Booker?
This was a discussion last night in the meeting that we had with the water and sewer as well. I'm sorry, Mr. Wallace, if you would have been awake through this.
My name is Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, excuse me, you would have heard what was being said.
I did hear it.
You fell asleep like 3 times last night.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Point of order.
Point of order. Okay, Councilmember Brown.
I just, so when things are going out for a bid, council people should look under the bid on the website for the information of what's being put out on a bid.
Yes.
Thank you.
So when the RFP was put out to those companies to be able to review, companies like Neely Electric reviewed those documents. And that's how they formulated their bid to present to the town.
So if the council should have been going to, on our website, under the bid.
Just like anybody in the public, you're exactly right.
Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you for the clarification.
You're very welcome. Thanks for asking.
Take a bit. Make a motion. Councilmember Parker.
I make a motion for awarding the bid of the water system telemetry system replacement.
We have a motion by Councilmember Barker to award bid of the water system, telemetry system on SCADA. We have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second by Councilmember Brown. Do we have any further discussion from the council? Seeing none, do we have any discussion from the public? Seeing none, Janelle, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith?
Present.
It means they're just not voting.
I need an aye or a no vote.
According to Robert's rules, I can vote present.
Councilmember Barker?
Aye.
And Councilmember Bragg?
Aye.
Motion passes 3-4, 1 present. Thank you. Moving on to board reports.
Thank you.
Councilmember Parker.
Last night, planning and zoning met. We're trying to finalize our surveys for that to be presented to the public. Hopefully we will have that ready to roll. Final approval will be probably in the next week, and we will have some presentation for a Creamery picnic. Hopefully talk to Sean Doyle, see if we can set up that piece of booths at the park, awesome. And then also with the farmer's market, which they have given me approval for that as well on that Saturday. So, and then I believe we are going to close that survey. It'll be open for 4 weeks.
Did we say close on the 8th? Danny changed the time today.
Okay,
And then we'll hold the meeting on the 13th is what they've left decisions.
perfect. So anyway, things are coming along, and hopefully we'll have a QR code where the public can chime in on that and see what's happening as well, to keep informed on our progress.
Thank you, Councilmember Barker. From our board reports, we're moving on to town council comments. Councilmember Brown.
Just one comment real quickly. I did make some extra copies of that information about underground sprinkler system and how much water it uses, and some additional information. I have given it to Gina so the girls can pass it out to people as they come in and ask questions about underground sprinkler systems and the amount of water usage.
I think I'll put it on the town's website as well.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was good info.
Councilmember Barker.
I did a little bit more research on the water and the sewer and how it all came about. Went back to some resolutions on, I've heard a lot of conversations on our bills were quarterly and how that all transpired. Resolution 233 was the first resolution, and it was done on a quarterly. They were given, I believe, 10,000 gallons in that quarter, so 3 months worth of it. On resolution 258, that was changed by the prior council to go back to a monthly fee on those, or a monthly billing system on that. So those resolutions are in town hall, if anybody wanted to look at those. All I did was came in and asked for those, and I got them. And then also in our final draft for resolution 549. If we would have stayed on track with our billing clear up through, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in right now with that. Also, a little more clarification on the bill. Everybody keeps on saying my water has gone up to 133. Do keep in mind, we have water and we have sewer on that bill. It's combined along with a little of the capital improvements. I think everybody still thinks that my water's gone up to this price. It's not just the water. But again, last night we got some really good information from Steve Laster. He broke it down a little bit better, and then Cindy as well. So a lot of great information on the watering and how much it really does take, which we really don't realize it until, a half hour may not take as much as an hour. So it was really great information for everybody. But do come to town hall, get the information on it. A lot of great stuff right here on the resolutions and how it came about.
Thank you, Councilmember Carter. Any other council comments? Councilmember Smith?
In regards to the water as well, there were several people here tonight, some have already departed, but they were inquiring about the overages. And some of them are stating they have meters that they can't even read. So that's something that I think we can address. If it's a meter that's, so old or it's hidden or something like that, they can't even read it to verify what they're being billed. So I think that's something we need to look at. Is there some reason that, or past ruling or whatever, that we can't receive a monthly cash report, from expenditures and revenues and that?
No, I can do that for you.
That would be helpful.
I can sure do that for you.
I hope we don't, do we have to have a resolution for that?
No.
Oh, good, that's great.
All you have to do is request it from her, and she has to change that date.
That'd be great. Good to see that in the packet. For, especially today, I really had, and maybe you did too, Bob, those of us with hearing issues, I couldn't hardly hear anyone from the podium. Now, there was a time that there was a mic at that podium. Can that be reinstalled? Can we do that so we can?
I'd have to talk with administration and we can look at putting something into the budget. It broke.
Oh, it broke.
Years ago.
Oh, all right. Well, it was years ago that I saw it too. And finally, it's been brought to my attention that a piece of equipment was rented from the town for from a employee for the cost of $50. That's well within the municipality can do that, but one of the things I'd like to see is the rental agreement and the release claims and all that. Do we have that?
I'll address it in my executive report.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'll get to my executive report. I don't have much tonight. I will say I got a call from Trent Hansen of the NRL today. They will be here on the 21st and 22nd. I've already talked to Chief Bull about coordinating the traffic situation there. If I need the ambulance and that, he asked me, Jeff, to get a hold of you to be on call. You never know. I mean, they're taking out rail crossing, something could happen. You don't have to be there, but I'm just to be aware that.
911, 24/7, 365.
All right. Anyway, they're gonna be there the 21st. They're gonna take the crossing out, everything out, get it leveled, and then the 22nd, they're going to pave it. Today I was at an MMIA emergency meeting in Helena. There's some stuff going on with workers' comp and Verizon, all that stuff that went on. The CEO, Alan Hughes, has been there over 20 years, resigned. So that was a pretty big deal. So we'll have to be looking for another CEO. And the last part of my board report is, yes, I did. Cody Anderson came to me. He wanted to rent a truck to haul a little gravel on his driveway over there, so which I did do that there. He paid me $50, And if you look at resolution 543, you will see that there are agreements or anything. Basically, it says that whereas public works fees are as follows: town employee backhoe $150 an hour, truck $50 an hour, town employee $40 an hour, snow removal $50 an hour. There is no lease or anything in there. It was just a resolution that was passed in 2024. That's my board report, and can I get a motion to adjourn? Councilman report.
And make a motion to adjourn.
Got a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thank you for coming.